Good evening, gentlemen. My name is Robert Minton. I am probably one of the better-known new citizens here in Clearwater, having just moved into 33 North Fort Harrison Street on January the 5th. I am the person who some of the other speakers have mentioned is leading this group here in Clearwater called the Lisa McPherson Trust, but I am not here to talk about the Lisa McPherson Trust tonight. What I'm here to talk about is a dangerous coalition that is developed within this city between Mike Roberto, Bob Keller, Diane Smith, who works for Bob Keller, Johnson Blakely Law Firm, and the Church of Scientology. Mr. Roberto, Mr. Keller, and Mrs. Smith have called people in the downtown Clearwater area since the beginning of October, trying to discourage people from selling property to me or leasing property to me. Mr. Brower, Scott Brower, who sold the building at 33 North Fort Harrison to me, was the last person to be called. There have, however, been other instances after Mr. Brower, but on January the 5th, the day that the building with Mr. Brower was going to close, Mike Roberto calls him up and says, "Minton is a dangerous guy. I think you should really think carefully whether you should sell this building to him." Now, I would like to know why Mr. Roberto, who has not been willing for the last 3 days to even return a phone call from me. I wanted to talk to him about this before coming here. He's hidden for 3 days and not wished to discuss the issue, as I believe he's hidden from the St. Petersburg Times. I would like to know why the city of Clearwater is so cozy with the Church of Scientology in this type of a relationship where there is a clear tortious interference in a business contract that is trying to be entered into between two consenting adults. Not only has Mr. Roberto been involved in this, as I mentioned, Mr. Keller and his assistant. In fact, one of the property owners was told by Diane Smith that they were calling at the request, or no, not at the request, on the advice of Bonetta Slaughter, who is one of the Church of Scientology's people running around here in downtown Clearwater. I just find that the city of Clearwater is getting too cozy with an organization that is clearly a destructive cult with many abusive and deceptive practices. And I believe that the city of Clearwater is jeopardizing its own position legally by cozying up so much and working exclusively, as far as I can see, in many respects, for the Church of Scientology. What about the citizens of Clearwater? I believe Mr. Roberto has an equal responsibility and a much greater responsibility to the vast majority of people in this town. I know that Mr. Roberto has been doing a good job in many areas, but he has also been found to have, or there have been questions raised about him destroying documents that related to his personal correspondence, which he said was not city business. I would just like the Commission to look into these matters and let the people know what is going on between the Church of Scientology and Mike Roberto. Thank you.
First off, I was hiding out in Columbus, Ohio.
I thought that's where we were.
If I remember right. So
still on a plane getting de-iced in Cincinnati.
Camouflaged by snow, I might add.
Camouflaged by a lot of snow in Columbus, Ohio. In fact, it's interesting. No, I never called Scott Brower, told him not to or not to buy or sell a building. Neither did Mr. Keller, by the way. And I think eventually a conspiracy, if you take this thinking long enough, I suspect you can design a conspiracy around the entire government. But no, I never specifically the conversation he was asking about, and Mr. Broward already sold the building, and I was just calling to inquire as to what exactly was going on, because I realized that we're going to have to deal with the situation. And that's just part of what we have to do, is we have to deal with situations that are posed in front of us, where you've got conflicting situations that are raised. And it's a moderate modicum of being insulted in a way, but that's part of the problems you have in public life, that you've got to deal with these kinds of situations. You can accuse me of a lot of things. Hiding out has hardly ever been one of my shortcomings in life. But I understand that comes with public life. I believe that we've got a situation we've got to deal with, and we will find a resolution and a mechanism to do it. Best of my knowledge, neither Mr. Keller, and I think you all know Ms. Smith, who I would consider to be a woman of a high degree of personal integrity, nor myself have tried to interfere with any kind of sale, because as we look at that lady over there who constantly reminds us where our boundaries are, we always adhere to those boundaries. So I think it's one of the issues you've got to deal with in public life.
I'm from the Gabe Cazares School of City Politics in Clearwater, and we need to hit them hard and let them know the truth about what the Church of Scientology, Mike Roberto, and Johnson and Blakely are doing to this town.